Welcome to another edition of Safe Bets. This is your boy D. We're going to go over the divisional playoff games that's happening this weekend. We got 2 games on Saturday and we got 2 games on Sunday. So let's jump right into it. First game, we got the LA Rams at the Green Bay Packers. Lambeau. Looks like we got the Packers -6.5. Some got it -7, guys. This is going to be a pretty good game. I think it's going to ultimately come down to probably a one-possession game. The Rams put on a pretty good show last week in L.A. Jared Goff had to step in. He stepped right in and took care of business. That front seven for the Rams just obliterated Seattle. Seattle couldn't do anything. Russell Wilson, they were more like scrambled Wilson, scrambled eggs, because they couldn't do anything for the sake of saving their season. Literally, the Rams were just all over them. Russell Wilson couldn't do anything in the pocket. I mean, he was scrambling for his life. Even when he got passed off, the secondary was just tagging anything that came across that middle. So, hats off to the Rams. They did a pretty good job versus Seattle in containing them with that. Green Bay is going to be well-rested. Aaron Rodgers, I think they pretty much looked at their film last week on all the teams, the prospective teams that they were possibly going to play last week. And I think Green Bay comes up with a pretty good plan and take care of business at home. So we're going to take that Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau Field -7. Some has it 6.5, some 7. I think it's still good anyways. Either way you look at it. Next game for that Saturday night slate is going to be the last game of Saturday, which is going to be the Baltimore Ravens at the Buffalo Bills. Pretty good games last week by both teams. I thought both of them came out and played fairly well. Baltimore started off a little slow, but once they got going, they ultimately just rolled over Tennessee with the tempo that they had, and Buffalo played spoiler at the end there and got the victory by 3 points. So this line looked like it's going to be Buffalo -2. I like Buffalo. I really like Buffalo, but I think Baltimore plays the spoiler. I think Baltimore is the much more complete team as far as running the ball and defensive side. I can't trust Buffalo's defensive side by what I seen last week. Phillip Rivers, even though he couldn't run, he was showing pretty good arm strength. And I think the psyche of Lamar Jackson will ultimately get them over the hill in this Buffalo game. So I'm going to take Baltimore and that +2 in a stunner in Buffalo. Yes. So the next game we have is that following Sunday, which will be Cleveland at Kansas City Chiefs. Cleveland came out and took care of their business at Pittsburgh. They came out hungry, ready, totally surprised me. I was thinking Pittsburgh was going to actually do the same thing that they got done to, which Cleveland has just dismantled them pretty much. 28-0 in the first quarter. I mean, what more could a better start could you ask for Cleveland versus the Kansas City team that had a week off and rested their starters well, and they're going to be playing at Arrowhead. Kansas City is going to be -10 in their game. I think it's going to be a pretty good game. If Baker Mayfield can contain himself and not produce any turnovers, I think they can pretty much keep this game in close distance. But at the same time, I'm trying to decipher if they're going to be able to keep up with Kansas City if they can start scoring a lot of points. Yeah, they did it against Pittsburgh last week, but Kansas City is a totally different team. And if Kansas City decides to focus on the run game, do you trust Baker Mayfield in that situation to throw the ball? Me, I don't. I don't think that Baker Mayfield can compete with Patrick Mahomes. Not on this next level. They had a good win last week. It was a decent win. That second half, I thought they kind of stalled a little bit, but they did just enough just to get the job done. But with that being said, I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs at -10 at the house. Yeah, I think Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, they get back on track from where they was last year. They have a feeling of how it is to be in a situational game like this one. The experience factor is what I'm going here right here. I give Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns one more good year and they should be ready. But I think ultimately they get brought back down to earth right here by this good Kansas City Chiefs team. The last game of the divisional playoffs will be Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New Orleans Saints in the Voodoo Dome. So we got the New Orleans Saints -3. This is going to be the third time these guys have played each other this year, or this season rather. I think they're pretty familiar with one another. But New Orleans dominated both games that they played. I think they kind of figured out the recipe to slow down Brady. And with New Orleans and Tampa Bay, if Tampa Bay doesn't get the run game established, it's going to be easy to focus on the secondary and being able to contain Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Antonio Brown. They played a fairly good game last week. I thought Tom Brady did an excellent job of manipulating the Washington secondary, and they came out with the victory ultimately. New Orleans, they played a pretty good game against a pretty good stout Chicago defense, and they ultimately came out with the victory as well. But on top of that, I just can't bug New Orleans in the dome. It's just like a forbidden treasure, so to speak. New Orleans in the dome and the Packers at Green Bay, it's the class of the Titans. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to go against those when they're playing at their home field advantage, minus the crowd. It's just a feel and it's just an atmosphere. It doesn't necessarily have to be fans in the stands for you to feel that vibe of that stadium. So we're going to take the New Orleans Saints -3 at the house over the Tampa Bay Bucks. This is going to wrap up the divisional picks for this week. Stay tuned because we're going to go all the way to the Super Bowl, baby. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And hey, leave me a comment in the description below and tell me how you guys feel about this video. This is D, Safe Bets, and I'm out.